Good evening, race fans. Welcome to CRN's live coverage of the Hold Your Brakes Academy presented by PinUpsForVets.com. Tonight we are here at the Kansas Speedway, beautiful 1.5 mile tri-oval, and it usually provides a lot of good racing, a lot of different ways to tackle these corners, and certainly the drivers, I'm sure, will be all over the place here tonight. Sometimes you get a car, you get a setup that it gets a little bit low side dominant, but here at Kansas it usually spreads out pretty good. You usually have the bottom, the middle, certainly the top comes into play as well. So hopefully we get to see some good racing action here tonight. A little bit lighter field for the series here tonight, as last count I believe we're only at 13 drivers here for the night, but that's fine. Doesn't mean they're not going to put on a good show. It looks like actually 14 drivers here, so we'll have 7 rows of drivers ready to go here tonight, and we'll see what this race has in store, as this is getting us towards the back end of the season here. This is race number 12 of 15, so only 3 more left after this one, and we are going to be done and dusted for another season here of Hold Your Brakes. Heading into tonight, Jeremiah Grau leads the point standings by a good amount, as finally cracking through for a win a couple races ago. He's an 89-point lead over Aaron Genske, who's got 2 wins himself. Jeremy Gill in third, but quite a ways back, 174 points back. Tom Lanier in fourth, 3 wins on the season, but 233 points back. And then Shane King, 235 back, yet to grab a win here on the season. Altman, Chapman, Presley, Cook, and Ulmer for your top 10 in the points. We'll see who's got the hot shoe tonight, but we will we'll see here in 85 laps. Carl Hamworth joined in the booth by Jimmy Covert. Jimmy, we got you back up here. You ready for some racing action? You ready to give us that rundown here tonight?
I know. I figured you'd see the screen switch. You know, we were back and ready to go here. Yeah, it's another night here at good old racing with the Hold Your Brakes Academy. So smaller field here tonight. Try to get the gents out here by hopping in the Discord and trying to provoke them a little bit. But 14 have come out here to join us here tonight. So here is your lineup. It's going to be Matt Ulmer, Timothy Presley, Aaron Genske, Jeremiah Grau, Robert Altman for your top 5. Then Shane King, Matt Bryant, Carl Fitz, Dalton Smith, Quinn McLean, Don King, Rachel Sullivan, James Smith, and Chris Surgeon. So everybody's going to get a top 15 finish here tonight with no questions asked, even before the gas pedal's put down. But just a shout out to all the people out there that join us out there, Candace and Rachel, Zebra, and Barry out there, all participating in the chat already. So bring it on, fans out there. Let us know who your favorite driver is, and we'll get some action here on the track here very shortly.
Well, I got my son here, and as these drivers are gridding up, he wants to say something that he hasn't had a chance to say for a little bit. He used to do it on Wednesday nights, but feels like saying it here tonight for these drivers to get them ready for tonight's race.
Drivers, start your engines.
All right, there you go. The call to start the engines, to fire them up here tonight. Again, 85 laps on tap for the Hold Your Brakes Academy, presented by PinUpsForVets.com. I want to thank our other sponsors here for the series, that being Meats and Sweets, Mid-Tier Racing, Backbone Candle Company, SM Racing Products, Majestic Brandon and Apparel, and Marty's iRacing Paint Shop for everything that they do here for the series. As it should be a good one here tonight, even though it's a light field. Doesn't matter. It's Kansas. I'm looking forward to it. It's usually a good race here at Kansas. Hopefully the trucks are handling well for the drivers out here tonight. But we're going to see Matt Ulmer and Timothy Presley on the front row for this one. Jimmy, preferred line here at Kansas? Is it a bottom feeder type of track for you? Do you mind getting up there and getting a little in touch with your wall riding side here?
No wall, Jimmy. No. I mean, it's great for some cautions, I guess, if you want me to try scheming that thing. No, I typically like to run a little lower line here, but, I get a little froggy every now and then. I start testing the waters, but, yeah, it's like a big old magnet or something they got in the side of my vehicles. It just goes right up there, and, I'm riding the wall, so I might as well just Ross Chastain this thing, but too bad it slows you down. I don't think the drivers want to do that here tonight, and looking forward, I think, for some great racing. Like you said, a smaller field. I think it looks like 13 trucks taking the field here, but sometimes, Carl, when you have a little smaller field, it kind of gives you the options to maybe open it up, maybe try something different, maybe run around some people that you're not used to, or maybe your rival is out there on the track and you go side by side here at Kansas. So it's typically a great track to do a lot of racing. Core was, dubbed as like the home track there for quite some time while we're coming up through the ranks in the seasons. But yeah, it's always one track that always puts some great racing on. But our pace car is in. We're getting ready to go back to go to green for the first time here tonight. As the 23 is on the pole, take it down 3-star into start zone and gets on that lap here. A nice start by the field. Some of the drivers in the back kind of maybe holding back just a little bit, but don't want to, I don't blame them being back sometimes, because a rough start can lead into being looking like almost 4 wide on lap 1. Wow.
Well, it is 4 wide for a moment there. The 115 Agansky backs out, and we'll still go 3 wide into the corners. I mean, I did mention that there's 3 lines here at Kansas. Really 4. I guess 4 in the straightaways for sure, but works out really well there for Jeremiah Grau, and maybe a reason why he is your points leader. Takes it right to the lead here, leads lap number 1 here, and was not afraid to go 4 wide to do it. So great job here for the 48 on the start, and really great job by all the drivers for surviving that close call right there on the start of the race. It'll be interesting because we've seen on these smaller fields here, we've seen your top drivers find their way to the front and dominate the race, and we've seen the other way. We've seen we're I don't want to say a no-namer, but a driver that we typically don't see run out there for a win, all of a sudden sneak through and get themselves maybe the first win of the season. Winner of 2 of the last 3 races, Tom Lanier, not in action here tonight. And then obviously Jeremiah Grau winning 2 races ago at COTA. We'll see what he can do here on the ovals, see if he can crack through and finally get his first oval win of the season. But I don't think anybody wants to see that 48 out front this early, because there's a reason he's got such a big points lead. He's just consistently up there week in and week out. He's only got that 1 win. But the reason he's got that big lead is just racking up the top 5s, the podiums every single week. So the fact that he's out there leading right now after starting in 4th, not a good sign for the rest of the field.
Yeah, obviously he's got some speed here, but I think some of the others, you got Timothy Presley out there tonight. He's going to keep the pressure on along with the 115 of Aaron Ginsky. He's starting up there real well, obviously. And, kind of one of the drivers I've kind of been watching throughout the season, and watching the progression of a newer driver is just, it's kind of nice. So if I say her, we already know who we're talking about. That's Rachel Sullivan. Just kind of gone out, seen her kind of go out there and be kind of timid at first, but really starting to throw the truck around with the other drivers here. At the league, trying to make things happen and push things, kind of trying to get a little more aggressive, and it's you can tell and you can see, and it's you've seen it here. Through the middle of the race and find herself up in the top 5. And I think you're going to see that 224 really come to light here, in another season or 2. But the leaps and bounds in progression that you see in some drivers is amazing. And it's good to see that Rachel keeps coming out here each and every week and keep learning.
Yeah, that's what you get when you stick around a league for several seasons. You get to see it. Your competitors get to see it. Obviously, us up here in the broadcast booths, you get to see it. You get to see the progression. When you get out there and you try this league, and okay, well, I didn't do good, so let me hop over to this league, and okay, well, that wasn't a good fit. Let me hop over this way. Yeah, you get the experience of maybe running around some different drivers and hopping around. Maybe you get a feel for what you enjoy doing, or which night works better for you, whatever it may be. But really, you're better off just sticking with that first group. Kind of getting an understanding of what you need to do to kind of progress to the top of that league, and try and figure out how to get better at that league before you go ahead and jump into somewhere else. I know when I first started my iRacing career, I started right here in these trucks. Now, obviously, it was the older version of the trucks, but I started off a back marker. There were definitely drivers in that series that were better than me. And then, a season or 2 in, I find myself, working my way up through, getting, a few top 10s here and there. And towards the end, I'm up there battling for top 5s by season 3 or 4, but you can't go in expecting I'm going to just battle for top 5s right away. I'm good. I can handle this. No matter how good you do in officials, league racing is different. It's definitely a place I want to be. I don't really enjoy officials at all, to be completely honest, other than the endurance race. And the only reason I enjoy that is the team aspect. If it wasn't team aspect, if it was just hey, there's a 6-hour race this week that you can do, maybe. If it's a track that I really enjoy or something like that, okay, maybe I'll get out there and I'll torture myself in a 6-hour race or a 4-hour race. But official racing just it doesn't do it for me anymore, because there's really no consequence. I mean, I see so many times drivers getting into official races and posting this is the accident, and iRacing did nothing to it. It was clearly clearly retaliation by a driver, and iRacing does nothing. Well, if iRacing does nothing, the driver's just going to do the same crap over and over again. What's the repercussions? Here in a league, you're going to get penalized, and you're going to get sat a week, or you're going to get kicked out of the league. There's repercussions if you drive like a tool, plain and simple. So you figure out how to either be friendly or get the bleep out. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, community has a lot to do with it too. You hop in a league, and it could you could bounce to another league after the season because the community is not your fit, and I clearly understand that. Obviously, Hold Your Brakes Academy is based on newer drivers and getting out there and learning, and they know that mistakes are going to be made, and people make mistakes, and realizing that they don't hold them at 100% fault all the time, or not. I can't say all the time. I mean, within reason, something different from blocking or defending your line to sending it in there like you said, the wrong tool, and that's one thing that they do here at there is some leniency between these drivers. They mark it down, they talk about it in DMs, and move about their business, and try to keep their Discord pretty clean. So it's I'm over there. I get to chat with the drivers every now and then, kind of see what everybody's up to. And probably, Carl, to be honest, this is where I would belong. To be honest, I have some oval experience, but I think after all the years of the dust collecting on the vehicles, can I go out there and turn a fast lap? I sure can, but I can tell you right now that my tire wear would stink. It still stinks as far as ovals go. I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't know why. I try and try, but I can't maintain tire wear and speed like I can on the road. And I think that just goes to I just kind of fell in love with road racing, especially the endurance events, just because of how long you're in the car. There is no cautions. There is no brakes. You're in there for a full tank, 2 full tanks, 3 full tanks, whatever it may be, before you're relieved by a teammate, relying on you to keep the car clean so they can go out there and do their thing for the same thing. And this league's been great. They have some great racing right now, though. Right is Timothy Presley, number 22, out in front over Jeremiah Growlins, taking the lead not too long ago. And now they're kind of following, 1, 2, 3 there. Timothy Presley, Jeremiah Grau, and Matt Ulmer. Robert Altman is in P number 4. Robert been pretty consistent all season. He gets into that kind of this bubble right here. He's needs to find that next break, or where he's running with the top drivers like on their bumper. He seems to fall into this bubble behind them, and I think it's just that next step. It's just one little thing, or a couple little things that will make that number 94 faster, where he's sitting on the point here where everybody's chasing the number 94 as well. So, but doing great things. Biggest mover of tonight's race so far, though, is going to be Chris Surgeon. He's up to P number 9, up 5 spots. So coming from the back and working his way through. You can see number 41 tagging the wall there a little bit. That's Matt Bryant. As the trucks move around him a little bit, and that would be me. Tag the wall, slow down, lose my momentum, get past, grumble a little bit, and then try to keep going.
Grumble a little bit? I think that's saying
I grumble a lot. Probably more if I keep my mic off.
Well, at the end of the day, the best reason to be a part of these leagues, and the best reason to be a part of a league on CRN, is the CRN Cup, and that is what's coming up this Sunday, Father's Day. Kind of being dubbed the Who's Your Daddy Cup. Nothing to see here. Carl Fitz in the 70. of Don King getting together here a little bit, and Fitz now sends it back into the corner. A little slide jump, nothing to see here. Rachel, nothing to see there either. But yeah, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by some bumping and banging, CRN Cup this Sunday night, and you'll get to see your favorite drivers across all the series here on Core Racing Network. And just to give you a heads up for those Hold Your Brakes Academy fans, drivers right now that are signed up are Anthony Strickland, Matt Ulmer, Robert Altman, and Shane King, going to be representing Hold Your Brakes Academy. Still time to sign up if you're drivers out there, whether you're watching now or going to watch after this. You can still sign up for the CRN Cup. Definitely a fun event, free event for all the drivers out there right now. We are at 55 drivers signed up, and we're a little over $400 in prize money, but I've gotten word that there could be quite a bit more coming in here pretty soon as well to add to the prize fund, and goes all out to the drivers as well as some of you fans out there in CRN Nation. All you got to do is tune into the CRN Cup on Sunday night, and you'll get a chance to win a free CRN t-shirt to rep the brand that you love watching so dearly here week in and week out. But right now, it's a great race. Out front, 3-truck breakaway, Presley, Growl, and Ulmer. Then you got about a second back to Shane King, who's now leading that second group. Not sure what happened to Robert Altman, but starting to slip back here a little bit, maybe a little brush of the wall. But Shane King is now up there in fourth. Dalton Smith, Chris Sargent, Robert Altman, Matt Bryant, Aaron Gansky, and Quinn McLean for your top 10. Then you got Sullivan, King, Fitz, and Smith rounding out the 14-truck field. Smith, I believe, started from the pits, didn't join the field out there for whatever reason, if he missed a start or decided to just start from the pits. But 64 back there, quite a ways. Could use himself a caution to get back up in the mix if he intends to get back up in the mix. But yeah, exactly. They tried for him, but either way, it's been trucking along here. 22 laps are now in the books already.
Yeah, 22 laps, and like I said, this is kind of what you get with a lighter field. And some leagues like to run, no more than 20. I know a lot of them shoot. They would like big fields and stuff, but then big fields become big problems. Smaller fields, smaller problems, and that are more controlled. And they start spreading out a little bit, and you still see we still have a pocket here. So right now I have the gap up, but I'll switch it here to the interval, so you can see how close the drivers are to one another, and the pit stops are happening here. Carl,
it looks like everybody got the memo that this is, it's almost like there's a comp caution. Everybody down in the pits at the same time. Jimmy, we don't see this ever. The fact that the entire field pretty much came down on the second on the same pit lap. Looks like Altman, Fitz, and King came down a lap before, and now James Smith coming in. Jimmy, there's nothing going on the track. We are green. I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, we are green right now. Ain't a damn thing to see. This is amazing. This may be a first here on CRN. Jimmy, can you think of any other time where we've been green, everybody came at the same time? You don't even see it at super speedways. There's usually 5 here, 10 there, never everybody at the same time. And unfortunately, it looks like the 18 of Carl Fitz going to pick up a penalty, and another one, Timothy Presley entering too fast on pit road. The 22 going to be sitting there for a little bit longer.
Yeah, that's a 40-second hold. That's a long one. That's a painful one, because you see it, you grumble, and then you get 40 seconds to grumble on it. you nurse your wound, and these drivers are getting around here in 30 seconds. So he's in that range to go on a lap down. Matt Ulmer back out. He's the one that wins the pit road. The shuffle gets out front here over Jeremiah Growl. And obviously Timothy Presley still being held there, and is going to go ahead and he is 1 lap down. So tough break for the number 22 here tonight. At the moment, we'll have to get out here and get to work and hope there's a little bit of help for a caution to come out, because that's a monster to come back from here with all these drivers driving the way they are here. But still some battles on the track. You can see all the orange, and that's all. Everybody's within like a half a second. It does. And then yellow is over a half a second. And so you can see those gaps between those drivers here, where they're at. But a lot of orange, so that means a lot of racing on the track, a lot of battling back and forth. Aaron Gensky back here at P number 6, Carl. So yeah, some big changes here, and it's kind of why I love caution so much. Because it's part of the racing. You know, not only the drivers have to go out there, work the track, work the traffic, but you have to be able to do one of the most important things in racing: pit, stop, get tires, fuel, and get back out on the track and execute it correctly. And sometimes during races with a lot of drivers and you got a lot of cautions, you don't get a chance to execute that. And it's, I think, a very important part of racing. It makes it real authentic. And yeah, if you nail it, you can be rewarded big time. And that would be right now, Matt Ulmer, obviously, and along with number 48, Jeremiah Grell.
Yeah, and a great pit stop for the man in third as well. As Shane King had a good enough pit stop to get him kind of back up in that mix. He's only a second off the pace right now. Before the pit stops, he was back even further than that, leading that second group, but he's just about in touch and hoping that Grell and Ulmer battle a little bit more as Grell now takes back the lead. To hopefully bring Shane King up there, and he could be the third truck in that line. But I'm wondering if Presley may have gotten 2 penalties, because he ended up being in there for 1 minute and 38 seconds totally. So a really rough one right there for Presley, and excuse me, possibly a double penalty for the 22. So he's going to be several laps down now, and going to need a ton of help to get himself back up in the mix of this thing. And that's exactly what Shane King wants to see here, as that second is now down to about 7/10 of a second. He said, boys, have at it. Let me get up here and get in there.
Yeah, and Matt Ulmer, 48 in the 48 of Jeremiah Grell, obviously running side by side in the beginning of the race, and that gives drivers like Shane King, or not battling anybody, the chance to close it up. But I think the truck to kind of watch Carl Cam from the back and moving forward, even after a great pit stop, as the number 66 of Chris Sargent up 10 spots, currently sitting at P number 4.
Yeah, really. I mean, looking at the pit time, it doesn't seem like he did much in regards to in and out of the pit stop, but clearly he's made it up on the in lap, the out lap, and he's made himself now up into 4th place. And yeah, definitely hate to hear that for Timothy Presley. And again, really going to kind of take him out of this one because the field is spread out so much. But new man in second, Shane King has caught the top 2. It's now a 3-truck battle at the front. They got a 2-second lead over Sargent as it stands, and this is the furthest we've seen Shane King run at the front of the field. Don't want to knock it, don't want to give him the broadcaster's curse, but it's about damn time we've seen that 60 start running up there inside the podium positions, maybe even running down a win.
Yeah, I mean, as he does have the talent to get up there and do that. I think he's very not timid, but he'll hold his brakes probably, one of the faster than some of the, some other drivers. Obviously, on the back of his truck, hold your brakes, are really, taking pride here with the league, and he won't, hold the brakes or let up and let something happen a lot quicker than a lot of drivers. A lot of the drivers out here, some of the more of the veterans, are willing to kind of open that gap up and not to take that chance or wreck themselves or park it for the evening. We've seen that too. But yeah, it's just been a great group of drivers to watch, each and every week here do their thing and race here on Monday night. So, but Jeremiah Grell leading the way, Shane King trying to track him down. See if we can get up in the lead here tonight. Matt Ulmer sitting there in P number 3, Chris Sargent back there in P number 4. Dalton Smith, Aaron Genske battling right now as Dalton Smith down to the inside of Aaron Genske, trying to move up into P number 5. Matt Bryant still holding strong there in 7th. Quinn McLean back in 8th. Robert Altman back here in 9th. Alton fell down a little bit. Colin King is in 10th. Rachel Sullivan up a spot from her start, up in 11th. James Smith in 12th.
I want to thank everybody out there for tuning in tonight. If you haven't done so already, hit that like and subscribe. Get in touch with everything that CRN has to offer, as we're going to have a season finale tomorrow night for the Core O'Reilly series. CSRL already done for their season. They're going to be starting back up there in a couple weeks. Pit Road Speed Limit Racing will be on tomorrow night. And then on Thursday, we've got nothing this week as VVR is already done, I believe. I always keep forgetting. They are done. They're done, and they're taking their month off before they start trucking again. And Core GT will be starting up in July as well. So Thursdays will be nice and free for me and Jimmy to just sit back and have a little beverage and get ready for this weekend's race on Father's Day. The Who's Your Daddy Cup is what it's being dubbed here for this CRN Cup. So this is on Father's Day, and looking forward to it. Love the turnout already. Love the help and support from the sponsors. Big help and support from Kim's Cups and more as they put in a big sponsorship donation for the event, and they're going to be the ones that are creating the shirts as well. And I have something working in the background as well for myself and Jimmy and a few others. So I'll have to get with Jimmy. I keep forgetting to do that. Just thinking about Kim's Cups and more. But either way, I want to send a shout out and a thanks to Wade Enyart, Kim Enyart for Kim's Cups and more. Check them out at Kim's Cups and more. Kim's Cups with a K, that is, and more on Facebook. But right now, it is some good racing here. We already had one pit stop, and since everybody came in at the last, on pretty much the exact same lap, I think we kind of have an idea of what the fuel mileage is here, unless everybody short pitted themselves and came at the same time. But about 23 laps is what we're looking at. So right around the a little past the halfway mark is when we're going to see them come in here again. Probably another 8 laps or so. Right now, Jeremiah Grau leads the way over Matt Ulmer, who's gotten back around Shane King. That is your top 3. They got a 2-second buffer over Chris Sargent. Dalton Smith for the top 5. As it looks like the top 2 trying to, not the top 2, that's Timothy Presley up there was in the top 3, but now is several laps down, maybe trying to help out some teammates here. As it's now going to be a 2-truck breakaway here, as maybe Shane King burned up his stuff a little bit, trying to catch these front 2, because he's starting to fall back here just a smidge. Anyway, the rest of the top 10, you got Aaron Genske in 6th, Matt Bryant, Quinn McLean, Robert Altman, and Rachel Sullivan for that top 10.
Yeah, I think, some of these drivers might be starting to think, strategy. And we've seen a lot of strategies here at Kansas, thanks to Kevin Foster. Definitely one of the drivers that
favorite track.
one, it's his favorite track, and 2, we've seen a lot of different strategies. We've seen 2 tires, we've seen fuel, and here with, obviously with the fuel limit being where it's at, that 20, was it 23, lap 23, 24, what was it? Let's see, pit stops were on 23, and 21 for 24, that was pits, but 23 is the magic number here. So will somebody go longer than lap number 46? And that's coming up here quick, Carl, just before the, actually we're at the halfway mark now. Well, about to be at the halfway mark, over halfway once they complete this lap. So yeah, I think once we let's see, I would like to see the pit stops again. I think after that we'll do a little love to hear it, but we'll keep them running here for now and see how the drivers do for this next pit stop here under green.
We are now at the halfway point here for the race. Thereabouts for this 85-lap race here at Kansas. And you see the sun is starting to set here a little bit at the track. The light's already on and about to be shining brightly here on the trucks as it is about 8:15 in sim time right now. But the time is 4 times the amount, so we'll be heading into darkness here pretty quickly. While we watch these trucks start to light up under the lights, go ahead and step aside and give everyone out there at Sierra Nation a little love to hear it.
Yeah, we can do some love to hear. There's also a shout out there to Kelly Acton out there in the broadcast, and we're doing pretty good up here. Just watching some great green flag racing as Hold Your Brakes Academy is about to execute their second green flag pit stop here very shortly as well. Lap number 44. That magic number is going to be in just 2 more laps. But a little love to hear it.
Lights and sounds here from the Hold Your Brakes Academy, presented by PinUpsForVets.com. I want to thank our other sponsors again for their help here in the series. Mason Sweets, Mid-Tier Racing, Backbone Candle Company, SM Racing Products, Majestic Brandon Apparel, Mari's iRacing Paint Shop, everyone behind the scenes here that helps keep the lights on. And need the lights here at Kansas now because the sun has set. Jeremiah Grau, Matt Ulmer still leading the way. 2-truck breakaway, but maybe only a 1 truck here because Jeremiah Grau now starting to break away from Matt Ulmer. Not sure if there was an issue for Ulmer, if he got caught up, or maybe if it's the 22 of Timothy Presley helping out the 48 breakaway here, as now a 2-second lead nearly for Jeremiah Grau, and not what the entire field wanted to see here tonight, as Grau only 1 win on the season at Coda, looking for his first oval win on the season to really stretch out that points lead late in the season. Surgeon is another about 7 seconds behind in 3rd place. Shane King now right behind him again, looking to try and get back into that last podium spot, but you see Dalton Smith right behind as well. So 3 trucks right here battling for the final spot on the podium. We got one more set of pit stops that still need to take place. We had a couple more drivers pick up some penalties on the last round there. James Smith was one of them, and he's back there in 12th right now. Aaron Genske, Quinn McLean, Robert Altman, Rachel Sullivan, and Matt Bryant round out your top 10. But right now, because of the torrid pace out front, it is only 8 trucks on the lead lap. Rachel Sullivan right now in 9th is your first truck 1 lap down.
Yeah, and I was just watching Rachel there just a little bit. You know, obviously running right behind, Surgeon there for quite a few laps, and then around Dalton Smith and Shane King as well. So showing that what she's doing is working. Just obviously maybe the pit stop execution maybe catching up to her just a little bit, but still got some decent speed out there. So like I said, it's just great to watch people evolve. It's just one of those people that you're going to be able to watch in the next season to really battle for them top 5s here at Hold Your Brakes Academy. But right now, we got 22 laps to go. They are in the window for pit stops. You can see some drivers tagging that wall just a little bit, but it is not your friend, believe it or not. Maybe it helps you keep you straight sometimes when your rear end's going out. But it takes away momentum. You can kind of get away with bumping it every now and then, maybe catch a 0x. But it's kind of like a small handbrake out there. It's something you try to get used to getting close to without tagging it. And I can never, I think I have it figured out, and then the next lap, I tag it. So yeah, it's a very fine line to walk up there against the wall, and you can see a lot of drivers. They're typically, a good 2-3 feet off the wall. Very rarely do you see somebody who just hovers right around the edge, and it does take, actually I think it's more talent than people think it is to actually get that done.
We do see Don King in the pits, and looks like another one's going to pick up a pit road penalty. Unfortunately, getting a black flag there for the 70, or maybe that's why he is down in the pit lane. Could be at the incident limit, but I'm wondering when we'll see the last round of pit stops. We're down to 20 laps to go right now. The drivers are good to go to the end once they make 1 more pit stop, but they do all need 1 more pit stop. Last one came right around 46, 47, and yeah, I'm wondering if anyone, maybe Matt Ulmer, to try and make up some of that time, decides to come in, make a short pit, but you don't want to do it too early because you will gain a bunch of time, but then you won't have those tires to fight at the end. So you got to be smart about it right now. Closest battle on the track is still back there, just outside the top 2 battle here. As you see right here is Surgeon, King, and Smith for 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and would not be surprised if one of these trucks decides to pull off early. And there you go. You just got to ask for it, Jimmy. And Surgeon is now going to leave the track, come in first, and leave these 2 to battle as our first truck is going to come in, and Genske comes in with him, but he's going to get something else to go with his it's not going to be a side of fries. It's going to be a side of a black flag right there. So the 115 going to be held for another 40 seconds. Robert Altman now into the pits as well. But real heartbreak there for the 115, and I mean it sucks no matter when you get that black flag on pit road. I don't know what's better, what's worse.
Whoa!
Timothy Presley getting it on the first one, or like this one right here with Genske getting it right now, and it looks like Shane King is going to survive. that entry. Can't say that was a safe entry in my opinion, but looks like according to the iRacing officials, it was safe enough. But we'll see. We'll see when the rest come in. Looks like your leader now, Jeremiah Grau, leaving the track. He's going to come into the pits. Dalton Smith seems to be having that truck wound up here a little bit. He's going to go around for another lap here at least, and he's going to get credited with leading a lap right here. Quinn McLean still out there and looks like going to go into the pits here, and a little hot on that one. And I don't see a black flag for that either. So Jimmy, I don't know what the hell a safe entry looks like, or what an unsafe entry looks like, I should say, because we see some rough ones here. But clearly they care about speeding a lot. They could give a crap less how you do it, getting into the pits. But Dalton Smith still out there for another lap. So we got some drivers going in for the short pit. Looks like Dalton Smith going out there for the overcut and seeing if that can work out here. Maybe giving some good freshies for the last run of this race. Jeremiah Grau out.
Caution would be great for Dalton right now.
Yes, that it would.
Yeah, and Rachel's still hanging out there, trying to maybe have a caution come out and be able to get back on the lead lap and be on fresh tires. I mean, this is not a bad thing here. Rachel Sullivan unlaps herself right there, but you can see Jeremiah Grau coming up, new tires. Going to end up putting her a lap back down here, and but doing a great job. At least had the ability to get back on the lead lap there at the end, right before she came into the pits. But I'm sure we'll see Rachel come in here shortly. She's still out there, so one of the last cars is still remaining, pulling off some fuel strategy here, and obviously this would be good too if caution, well, not right now, but if caution would have came out, she would have been able to stay out and get that stuff. But nice and easy kind of pit entry there for Rachel in the 224, giving up that fifth spot out there. But Jeremiah Grau back out in the lead here over the field. Not by much though, as Matt Ulmer has closed the gap by a monstrous amount here. Maybe adjusting for fuel, maybe two tires, maybe a lot of different things out there, but trying to run down the 48 here in the final laps here. 13 laps to go here tonight with Hold Your Brakes Academy at Kansas.
And I can tell you, based on the pit stops, both drivers took 4 tires on that one. The only difference was the entire pit lane at time. It was almost 2 seconds faster for Matt Ulmer without speeding, and he's gained a bunch of time just from that, and a great outlap for Matt Ulmer as well. Gained him all that time back. He's only half a second off the lead now of Jeremiah Grau, but we've seen that 48 out there quite some time, and been a real pain to try and work their way back past that 48. So Ulmer's going to have his work cut out for him for sure. He did pit 1 lap earlier, so it helped him gain a little bit of track position that way as well. But now he's got 1 lap older tires than Jeremiah Grau. Chris Sargent has settled into 30s, 8.7 seconds behind. I'm sorry, 5.1 seconds behind your 2 leaders, and 8.7 seconds ahead of Shane King. Now you've seen Shane scrubbing the wall there a little bit, and obviously had that a little bit of a rough pit entry, but he's still hanging on to a top 5 spot. The last one in that top 5 is the 97 of Dalton Smith. Seen him have I believe it was him that had the no, it wasn't him that had the rough entry. Who was that had the entry into Timothy Presley? I forget who that was, but either way, Dalton Smith. Oh, sir. Okay, yeah, that's right. Yes, and he's certainly bounced back from that. Get that truck cleaned up and up there in the last podium spot. Quinn McLean, or Robert Altman in 6th place. Quinn McLean, Aaron Genske, Rachel Sullivan, and Matt Bryant for your top 10. But it's been all Jeremiah Grau here for majority of this race. The points leader looking to crack through here on the ovals and get it done. We got 10 to go here in Kansas.
At 10 quick laps here at Kansas, and this thing will be all but done besides the interviews. So great run for the drivers out here all night long, all green, pretty much clean. Pit entries were a bit challenging for some, as that's where all the incidents have happened here tonight. So, but having that time and that execution, so not only 1 green flag stop, but they've done 3 here tonight so far. So Good job for the drivers being able to execute that and get some practice coming in here at Kansas at full speed. So, but we'll be up front here with Jeremiah Grau and Matt Ulmer. This is where the battle is right now. This is the closest race on the track right now, divided by 0.2 of a second, almost 0.3 of a second, as Matt Ulmer trying to track down that 48 that's been dominant here all night long. He's got to be careful not to overdrive his truck too, so hopefully he can get up there and battle with number 48.
Still got a chance, and I thought, once it stretched out there to about a half a second, I thought maybe that was it. I thought Jeremiah Grau was going to be able to stretch away, and regardless of the ability to draft here or not, I think it was going to be tough for Ulmer to catch back up, but he clearly has, and he is trying to do his best to run up here and get himself a chance at the win here tonight at Kansas, and he's at the right spot. But does he have the truck to do it? Does he have the tires to do it? Again, one lap older tires, but he has the draft, and maybe it's just enough to kind of hang in there, use up his tires sparingly to try and make one last good run at the 48 here at the end, as Ulmer is looking to crack through for his first win, regardless of oval or road. He has yet to get through and get a win here on the season. Only two top 5s in his 10 races. So he'd love to get up here and get himself a win and crack through and run some different lines here, trying to figure out what works, where he can get a better run on the truck. It didn't seem like the high line of 3 and 4 worked too well, but able to get the draft here again, hoping that lap traffic right in front maybe plays a little part in this thing.
Yeah, I was just noticing that myself. You can see the green turtle machine up there up front, and could play a factor in here depending on how fast they catch those lap cars, or lap trucks, I should say. You can see one going off the wall there just a little bit. So, obviously, it's always something when you're coming down the final few laps of the race, and you're coming up on some lap traffic. Are they going to let you go by? Are they going to fight it out just a little bit? But that's Robert Altman. He's still on the lead lap car. If a caution were to come out, he would want to be on the back. So, wouldn't want to wouldn't have to take a lucky dog. So I'm sure he's going to try to battle it out there just a little bit. And do have a blinker there, and they're gone. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? There he is. So blinker is.
That's not what you want. That's not what you want as a leader.
Want to see. No.
I mean, certainly when he's there, he's helping out with the draft and be able to pull Grau away here a little bit. But, yeah, you want to keep that 41 of Matt Bryant in the entire time here. Oh, is Ulmer trying everything he can to run the 48 down. That might have been his last shot right there as he smacks the wall pretty good. Not sure if he got damage or not, but it is going to hamper his run, and it's now out to a second lead for Jeremiah Grau as the laps starting to tick away here tonight at Kansas. And crossing the line at that time by, we got 2 laps to go here at Kansas. And Grau now out to a 1.3 second lead. So damage or not sure what happened to the 23 right there, but he has lost touch. Only battle now on the track is right here. Battle for 4th and 5th between Shane King and Dalton Smith. Shane was up there battling for second place earlier on in the race, but has since fell on the back here to just in at the top 10, right, or top 5. I'll get it out one way or another. We'll figure this out. But right now, loses that spot here to Dalton Smith as they head to the white flag. One more lap to go here at the Kansas Speedway. On the backstretch already is Jeremiah Grau. Seen him shaking back and forth there a little bit. Hopefully he's not running out of fuel. Hopefully he didn't underfuel that truck. But looks like he's good. He's up to power. He's out of turn 4, and he is going to grab his first oval win of the season. Maybe just celebrating a little bit early there, as he's going to get the win here at Kansas. Ulmer going to come up second. Sargent, great drive from the back of the field. Started shotgun on the field. He's going to come up and join us for an interview because he finished in 3rd. And you got Dalton Smith, Shane King running out your top 5. Robert Altman Just about went a lap down, but kept that thing on the lead lap, so he'll get that extra lap around here. He's going to come home in 6th place. Quinn McLean, Aaron Genske, Rachel Sullivan, Matt Bryant for your top 10. And then you got James Smith, Don King, Carl Fitz, and Timothy Presley rounding out the 14-car field. But this was a good one. Obviously, you know, a smaller field here tonight, but that's not always a bad thing. It ended up turning out to be a good race.
Yeah, great race for the drivers out there. Obviously, great race, great fans, and you know, just a good time overall. Good night here on a Monday for the drivers. So, what a way to start the week. Now to get ready for the upcoming week and see what they can do on the officials and whatever they may do. But Jeremiah Grau celebrating here a little bit, and we'll go ahead and run down of the official results as they have now finished up. I'll go ahead and clear off the screen for everybody. Pull up those your order here of the finishing drivers, and like Carl was saying, Jeremiah Grau, Matt Ulmer, Chris Sargent are your top 3, and we'll talk to them here shortly. Dalton Smith, Shane King, Robert Altman, Quinn McLean, Aaron Genske, Rachel Sullivan, Matt Bryant, James Smith, Don King, Carl Fitz, and Timothy Presley for our 14 driver field.
I want to thank everyone for tuning in here tonight. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe. Really helps out the league here, get their name out there, and get up there in the YouTube algorithm for anybody that's searching for truck racing, searching for iRacing, you know, anything that could be tagged. And it's the more likes this video has, the better chance it has of flying up that radar for everyone else to peek in and take a look. And once again, you know, for anyone out there looking to get into the CRN Cup, it is still you're still able to do that. There's no cap on drivers for this one. There will be some heat racing that's going to go on for the oval side of it, but everyone will get a chance to run in both races. But either way, we're going to get the top 3 here up for their interviews, and we'll give them some time to wrap this thing up. But in the meantime, we'll take a look at the schedule to finish out the season. Again, this was race number 12. 13, 14, and 15 are going to be Richmond, Dover, and Homestead, and they'll be over the next 3 weeks here. So some pretty tough ones coming up here. Richmond and Dover, not exactly the easiest tracks to maneuver. Some good ones right there, and then the finale at Homestead should be a pretty good one right there. But it looks like we got a couple of our drivers up here. Just waiting for one more, and I'm just going to manually get him up here, whether he wants to talk or not. I'm going to pull in the 3rd place finisher here tonight. That's going to be the 66 of Chris Sargent. Chris, you started this thing shotgun on the field, dead last. You come all the way up here. You had a little bit of a moment coming in for your first pit stop when the 22 was completely sideways on pit entry. But you thought, you know, I'm just going to plow through them. I'll get the faster pair, and I'll work my way up to the top 3 here. What a heck of a race.
Yeah, that one caught me off guard. I almost felt like I aimed for him. It seemed like everywhere I steered, he was there. I couldn't miss it.
Yeah, not this way. Not this way either.
Yeah, I said in the beginning, you can't pass the whole field unless you start in the back. Unfortunately, there were 2 people quite a bit faster, but no, it finally put one together. You know, so many opportunities in the past, and it seems like we'd be running real well and get caught up in something late. Fortunately, I got caught up in something early. I was able to get on the fast repair before I got to the pits, and you know, full green flag run like that makes it a lot easier to stay where you need to be and not have to worry about using another fast repair or having another fast repair. Using it early, was able to maintain position and consistently work our way up. So now it was a good night, finally.
Yeah, and luckily when you got into the 22 there, it was kind of to his back end, so it didn't spin you out. It obviously did the damage that you needed to get fixed, but you were still pointing straight, so maybe not a lot of time lost in that situation. Certainly helped out. But you had some good running to get up there, and you were kind of stuck in a battle with the 3 U's there between you, Dalton Smith, and Shane King for a little bit in the middle part of that run. But it seemed like, you know, if anything, drivers were struggling, being a little bit tight off. Certainly off of turn number 2. We typically see it off of turn number 4 here as well. Maybe not so much here tonight, but how are you feeling with the trucks handling tonight?
Well, everybody talks about, you know, you can run it wide open. I mean, you can run Kansas wide open for a short while, and then you start getting tight on the exit. but I didn't do that. Actually, I ran it more of a tire conservative. I'd let off going into the turns, even after taking fresh tires. I ran the whole race that way. Never once did I experience any any tightness on 2 or 4. But it was just I was more of a slow and steady instead of trying to use the new tires. Just took care of them, and I think I was after every pit stop, I think I was still running like 82-83% on the front right. So I wasn't pushing them hard at all on a full fuel run.
A tire whisperer out here. I like it. Certainly something that me and Jimmy aren't that great at doing is saving that tire, but it worked out for you here tonight. Get yourself a 3rd place. So congrats on finally putting one together. Get up here on the podium and get a chance to talk to us before we let you go. Who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Well, I think first and foremost, Shane and the admins of the league, they do, until you help out and do some admin work with another league, and until you know what goes on behind the scenes and all the stuff they deal with, you just don't appreciate it. So first and foremost, everything that those guys do, my teammates, Shane, Matt, Don, those guys are great to spend an hour with or more. So appreciate them. And of course, you can't make any of this stuff happen without sponsors. The Backbone Candle Company, Pinups for Vets, SM Racing Products. And I thank all those folks for helping make us a fun time and a good way to spend Monday night.
Yeah, I know they always say it takes a village to raise a kid. Well, it takes a village to run a league sometimes too. So trust me, I know all about that. So certainly I agree with you. Shout out to Shane and all the admins here at Hold Your Brakes. But congrats to you on your 3rd place here tonight. You got 3 more races. Hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to you at least one more time before the end of the season.
Hopefully, we'll see. Hey, you guys do a great job too. I do want to compliment you all. Love watching the replay afterwards, and it's always enjoyable. So I appreciate everything you guys do too. Don't want to leave you out.
We appreciate that too, buddy. We'll let you go celebrate this, and we'll see you next week at Richmond.
Thank you, sir. Take care.
That is your 3rd place finisher here tonight, the 66 of Chris Surgeon. 2nd place here tonight, had a bit of a spell at the front. Going to have to settle for 2nd place, though. The 23 of Matt Ulmer.
Hey, Matt, Jimmy, Carl up in the booth. Cappy.
Jimmy, Carl, what's up, fellas?
Hey, not much. Up here in the booth yet again, and again, still chasing that win here. And obviously, you had a chance here tonight. You fell back just a little bit, but that wall tend to slow you down here just a little bit more than you wanted to. And I think it hindered your opportunity there at the end, but everything looked great there for the 23. Give us a little rundown of your race tonight.
Yeah, that wall kind of comes out and bites you every once in a while, and definitely at the end there, it definitely got. It came out more often, you could say. But no, the race was good. I felt like I ran well. I gave it everything I had at the end there, and I just fell short. Growler ran another great race, was fast again. But all in all, I thought it was a great race by everybody. And gosh, we'll do it again next week.
Yeah, you guys, speaking about great race, you guys had 3 green flag pit stops. It's been a while since Hold Your Brakes Academy has been able to do that. How was it tonight, coming in full speed and executing some sort of strategy?
Well, if you go back and watch the replay, you'll see there a couple times we're a little squirrely getting in there.
I'd say they were perfect entries.
We didn't say they were clean. Yeah.
They were squirrely, to say the least, but no speeding for me, which is awesome. So, and that's what makes this fun, doing those green flag pit stops. We don't get them a lot. And when we get 3 in one race, you just got to make the best of them, which I think I did. And I think everybody did, to be honest with you. I didn't see a lot of black flags being had. But yeah, it was a lot of fun tonight.
Yes, definitely. It looked like a lot of fun. We just want to, recognize you and say congratulations on your finish here tonight. And we're going to go ahead and give you some time for any shouts you may have in that number 23.
Yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, HYBA giving us this platform to come here and race and improve our craft. We're all, not that, seasoned in iRacing, and it just gives us a good platform to come here and work on our racecraft and really, get it down and maybe go in and run some officials. So HYBA for sure. Backbone Candle Company, a few of our sponsors, SM Racing Products, and who else am I forgetting? I don't know. they can penalize me. It's whatever. But no, guys, and you guys had a great broadcast as usual. So thank you for that.
Yeah, we appreciate the shout outs. And again, congratulations on your second place finish. We'll let you go celebrate this one with your friends and family.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir.
That is your second place finish here tonight. And one of the drivers that you'll see in the CRN Cup on Sunday, the 23 of Matt Ulmer. Top spot here tonight is going to go to the 48 of Jeremiah Grau. Jeremiah, you had a great season, for 90% of this season, but you couldn't crack through for the win. All of a sudden, you get 2 out of the last 3. A little something changed here. Maybe you get yourself a points lead and you're like, all right, damn it, I got to get some wins.
I don't know if you could call it that. I had a lot of help from my teammate Timothy tonight, but yeah, I mean, it was a great race. I'm so proud of this league going caution free tonight. It was so much fun.
Yeah, well, it certainly helped that he kind of screwed himself on pit lane a few different ways as his computer screwed himself, and he just decided, you know what, I'm gonna help you out, because it definitely did look like he was giving some help to get away a couple times there from Matt Ulmer, but he still showed up there at the end. He still had to battle him out there one more time.
Yeah, it was definitely a cat and mouse there at the end. I don't know what ended up happening. I don't know if I found speed or he got into the wall, but we ended up getting about a second on him there at the end and got the win.
So now you can officially say you checked off a win, as you got Coda a couple weeks ago, and now you check off the other oval win here as well. But we still got 3 more races left in the season, and that points lead starting to balloon out there. Maybe not a lock just yet, but looking pretty good here with only 3 races left. How do you feel about the last 3, Richmond, Dover, and Homestead?
Just got to keep that momentum going.
All right, buddy. Well, certainly looking forward to seeing that happen. Are we going to see you on Sunday? Is the next question I got. Are you going to come out here and represent and hold your brakes for the CRN Cup?
I do not think I'm getting into that. I wanted to. I work. I couldn't have time for it.
I mean, priorities. I mean, clearly CRN Cup more important than work, but we'll let it go this time.
Yeah, I get it.
We'll let it go this time. But either way, great race here tonight. Great race here tonight.
Can't do it.
And great season here so far. Well, hopefully you get to wrap it up with another win or 2 before the end of this one. But before we let you go here tonight, who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Yeah, as always, just want to thank y'all, all the sponsors for tonight, Pinups for Vets, Marty's iRacing Paint Shop, Meats and Sweets, all of my friends and family that watch. Yeah, let's keep the momentum going.
All right, buddy. Well, that you do have for sure. We'll let you go and see you next week at Richmond, see if you can keep it going.
See y'all.
That is the 48 of Jeremiah Grell, your winner here tonight, as maybe getting a little help for some friends, but he definitely had a strong 48 and probably could have done this thing on his own here tonight. But the help from Presley and the help from the backstretch wall certainly worked out pretty nice here for the 48 as he gets his second win now on the season, stretches out that points lead. That is going to do it for us here tonight. Again, we do the season finale for the Core O'Reilly Series tomorrow night, and then we have the Pit Road Speed Limit Racing on Wednesday before we take a couple days off and then get ready for the CRN Cup for myself and Jimmy from the Kansas Speedway. We'll see you at the track.
Peace.